The attacks on our immigrant community, as you heard the fiery speech from Evelyn, and how abhorrent and disgusting it is to see how other human beings are literally being treated in a place called America that once held so much promise for so many. Buenos dias a todos. Oh, it is so great to be here. First of all, I want to thank Pedro and Evelyn. Evelyn, I can't wait to hear what you have to say next, because you let this room on fire, girl. I'm so glad you're on my side, because I would never want to go against Evelyn, Pedro, and everyone else part of this extraordinary organization. You know, when you were reading the inscription in that really significant recognition you gave me today, and I'm honored to receive it, I just had a fleeting thought of my grandfather. And we think about the attacks on our immigrant community, as you heard the fiery speech from Evelyn, and how abhorrent and disgusting it is to see how other human beings are literally being treated in a place called America that once held so much promise for so many. My grandfather was one who left great poverty, just like my grandmother. They left as teenagers, left another island, a much colder island than the one we're on, called Ireland. And they had nothing but the shirts on their backs. And Grandpa found a job as a migrant farm worker in the wheat fields of South Dakota, the only place they'd hire the Irish, because all the signs said Irish need not apply. After that, they became domestic servants, got married in Chicago, but Grandpa found his way to the promised land. Yes, Buffalo, New York. Right? You knew the answer, right? All right, maybe you're learning it today. That's all right. But you know what made the difference for that young couple who eventually had 8 kids, the first of which was my father? Grandpa got a job making steel. He got a union card. And it was the union movement that lifted them out of such poverty and gave them the security that they'd be taken care of by a whole body of brothers and sisters who would fight for them, the steel workers. But you know who worked shoulder to shoulder with Grandpa in the hot steel mill? Puerto Ricans, who had come to Buffalo in search of a life. And they had language barriers, they were discriminated against, but there was this simpatico relationship between the Irish who were being put down and the Puerto Ricans who were being put down. They banded together under the cloak of the Union. And so Grandpa became great friends. And there were a lot of little children who came there, and some of their parents worked in the fields. Believe it or not, Buffalo also has a lot of farms just to the south. Many of them worked in the farms. Some worked in the steel plant. And who was taking care of the children by day? My mother. My mother found a very activist Catholic priest. We all hung around with the most radical priests at the time. It's what we did. We were social justice Catholics. We protested everything. But my mom found a need in the basement of a church with this priest, and we started a daycare center to watch the children of the migrant farm workers of the Puerto Ricans because no one else was doing it. And when I was in 6th grade, my mother put me in charge of the kindergarten class. Go figure, we were looking for a teacher. I used to babysit my little siblings all the time. We're Catholic, we had a big family too. But I go back to my childhood and understand this deep bond, even in a place like Lackawanna, New York, just outside of Buffalo, where there was a tight feeling among those who've been oppressed and felt they weren't getting a shot. But when they banded together, there was such strength in numbers. And that's what the union movement is all about. It is the strength in the numbers represented by all of you that create a force that is unbreakable. And we need that now at this moment in history more than ever before, my friends. More than ever before, as we see what we're standing up against. So I feel empowered, even more so, even though you look at what's happening in Washington. And it is breaking my heart when I see the news that even though a court told Donald Trump you have to start feeding the children of this country, he went all the way to the Supreme Court to get that overturned. Who does that? That is cruel. It is inhumane. Who does that? So we can boo and we can lament, but you know what we do better? We go home and we fight. We fight. We'll see you in the courts. We'll see you on the streets. We'll see you at the polling places, as we just did last Tuesday, all across America, saying we are sick and tired of these policies that are hurting our people, starving our children, taking away health care. We're not putting up with this. So last Tuesday was a lot better Tuesday than it was a year ago. Right? That was more like a funeral. We're having some fun here, right? Oh, winning is a lot more fun. But it's not just winning. It's also about what that win represents. A rejection of policies that are putting down the labor movement and our families and our teachers and our workers. We are rejecting that, not just us, but the people all across this country. And we'll continue to do that. So I'm proud to be the governor of the most unionized state in America. I come from the most unionized part of the most unionized state in America, which happens to be Buffalo. Buffalo. I know you, Tish James is going to get up here and say, Brooklyn! And everybody's going to say, Brooklyn! Next time I see you, I want you to say, Buffalo! Hey, you know, does Brooklyn have a football team? Just checking. In a magnanimous gesture, I'm going to share my team and make Brooklyn also a home of the Buffalo Bills. How does that feel? And I love the Jets and Giants too, okay? Gotta bring you home from New Jersey someday. Boy, do I digress. You know, my staff writes these beautiful speeches. I really appreciate it. I really do, guys. Thank you. I have a great team. You love my team. I love my team. But you know, I just get a little fired up. So I won't go on with this beautiful, beautiful speech. Maybe I'll print it somewhere and you can read it. But I feel so good. And the fact that in New York City, we have a new mayor who's lighting politics on fire. And I'm going to work with him to make life more affordable in New York City, and I'll continue all over the state with my great partners of Andre Stewart Cousins and Carl Heastie and all the legislators who are here today. Let's give them a round of applause. They are my partners in putting money back in people's pockets. And people are seeing and feeling the difference. But New York City, a new day, and we're going to continue working together. And lastly, I'm going to close with this. You know why we're going to fight so hard for affordability as we have been? Because Donald Trump yesterday literally said, I don't want to hear about affordability anymore. Because he thinks when he's talking to his rich millionaire and billionaire friends, they're doing just fine. He doesn't want to hear about it because they know they're losing on that issue. Because Democrats are the one fighting for affordable homes and affordable child care and affordable health care. We are the ones who are fighting. I'm going to take that fight to the streets. Thank you very much, everybody.